Emma says, what are you doing up so early? It's still dark outside. Yeah, I know, baby. I know. Girl. Alright. Road trip again. Emma says, what'd you bring me? What'd you bring me? Dun dun dun. Man, yeah. Well, where do we start? We got lots of nice goodies here. I guess we'll start with the biggest one here. So once again, another road trip. We actually had one heck of a road trip. We left at 6 o'clock. When was it? Tuesday morning. We got back at 3 o'clock Wednesday morning. So one heck of a drive. Me and my dad went and got these. And we went to, what was the name of that town again? Mill Edgeville, Georgia. As y'all know, I bought a lot of stuff from Georgia. And this machinery is no exception. So, what do we have here? We have a chandelier company machinery out of Atlanta, Georgia. I tried to look up the company. I don't know when they went out of business, when they were in business. Pretty neat old shaper. This is I believe it is an 18-inch shaper. It might be a 16-inch shaper. But it's got the old ratchet style advance on it, just like some of the Atlases and some of the South Bends, I do believe, have that. Of course, it had its own vise on here. Clapper box is still on, still works. So, needs a lot of cleanup. Oh, that still turns. This is a really, really neat machine. As you can tell here, it's got the old belt-driven step pulleys on it. Ooh, I didn't realize that chain kind of boogered down and up. I believe we can fix that. Neat old machine. You don't see stuff like this anymore. The other thing that we've got over here, this is a, I'm not sure what size bandsaw this is. If you can read that, Crescent machine out of Iowa, USA. This looks to be an 18, possibly a 20-inch bandsaw here, width-wise. Neat old machine. It's you can tell all this has been cast in one piece. And once again, we have our nice pulleys over here. One of them's an idler, and one of them, there's the idler, and one of them is the pull. So that's a neat machine there. Now, both of these machines here I got from my uncle. That's his shop right there, and that's where we're having to move them. Now, this one right here I bought for myself. This is a, I don't know how you pronounce that, Royers Ford Excelsior 21-inch. Of course, made here in the US. This is probably the oldest machine that I bought out of all of them. And it's got the mechanical table that can raise up and down. It's got the number 3 Morse taper chuck right here, you can see. You can't see the knockout slot. Real neat. This here's your Quill down feed. If anybody's unfamiliar with these. So that's your rapid, more or less. This is your get her done handle when you need a lot of girth to keep pushing down. So that's really cool. This right here is the power feed. This is the biggest reason why I bought this machine. You can see the knockout right there. Is the power feed on this machine. If you got to drill some big holes, which I do a lot of, there's nothing better, because look at this. Look how much clearance there is here. And you can move this table out of the way and even drill something on the floor. So super nice. The other thing that you can do with it is line bore. If you've got something small, you can set up a bearing down here on this plate, take you a shaft, you've got power feed, you can line bore with it. So super nice. I think that's the original leather belt. Look at that on there. Of course, we got a lot of cleanup to do. This I thought was cute. This is a chain right here that's going into the housing. Now listen, Hear that? That's a counterweight that's in here, and that's whenever you raise this, you're not trying to pick up the whole thing. It's actually pulling itself up and down inside the hollow casting. Very neat machine. This is going to be great in my shop. That's just a little look at them. We'll get more in detail if anybody wants to see anything else. The other cool thing was from the guy, by the way, the guy that I met, Mr. Ken, super nice guy. Couldn't ask for anybody any nicer for getting these machines. We also got the this here is the step pulley for the shaper. This right here was on a belt line, and it's actually the mounts and everything. You can read that. Actually have the names of everything. Tiffin, Iowa. That's pretty cool. This stuff right here is super rare. It's very hard to find. All of this is here's the belt catch. That's what keeps it from flying off. But this stuff is super hard to find because a lot of people don't know what it was and they throw it away. And then you don't have any step pulleys anymore. So, and a lot of people convert them. But I'm gonna tell you something. These are some sexy machines. Good God, there's some good looking iron here. And once again, we're gonna try to unload these, and I'll show you some more up close details of all of them. But we're gonna get old Neil here and give her what for and see if he's got enough sand to pick this joker up. There be light. It kind of tore the pallet up a little bit. That give you an idea. That's some gun. Left some skid marks. We're gonna keep pushing it in. I've been taking the hoe here and just pushing it a little at a time. got it in here safely. I don't know. The grace of God's looking after us. Well, we got everything in here. We got the step pulleys in. Let me get in out of the sun. I can see them a little better. Got the shaper in and the bandsaw. And my uncle's got this big grinder over here, which we gotta move it around. But we gotta move it back so the shaper can go back in this hole right here. So we can't get the backhoe in this angle. We got too much junk out here. So we're going to bring an engine hoist in here and kind of pick, move, and prod and all that good stuff. So that's a job for future me. So, but we did get them in here, so everything's looking all right. Well, here she is sitting all pretty in the shop. Well, front door of the shop at least. Just want to show you all everything that it came with real quick. We got this huge, I believe this is a 110 motor, 3/4 horsepower. Sadly, all the stuff's about faded out. Can't hardly see any of it. I don't know if this motor can be wired on 220 or not. It probably can. I'm guessing it can. But yeah, that's a beast of a motor. Now they had this thing sitting on a 1x12 here, just a piece of pine, and right here is where the step pulleys here were connected to, and they had the motor kind of kicked over to the side a little bit. But anyways, I just wanted to show it before I cleaned it up. I'm fixing to blow it off here and maybe scrub it down a little bit. Y'all know me, I'm not real big on cleaning equipment. Partly the reason because, other than I'm lazy, is it took them a very long time to get like this, and I like to, I hate to say it, keep the 90-year-old grease, but it's part of its legacy. I mean, it didn't get like this from not being used. You know, somebody before me ran this machine, and I always like to think that, you know, a little part of them stayed with the machine. So I don't like to wash it away and repaint them and stuff like that. You can tell by all my machines in here, they had lives, and if you wipe all that away, that's no longer their lives anymore. So that's just a little take on that for me, but I am going to clean it up. It has got some nasty, looks like sawdust on it, and I don't want all that stuff dripping in the shop. So we'll clean all that up and take a look at her. Well, I got the press all set up here, and I tell you, I've done some research on this thing, and I believe it's made in the mid-30s, probably 32, 35, somewhere around there. So it's been around the block a couple of times. That's pretty neat to have something that's pre-World War II. So that is really, really cool. For the folks out there that don't know, there's a lot of neat little innovations that these drill presses had back in the day. The biggest thing is it's got a number 4 Morris taper in the head here. So the cool thing about that is you can drill using tailstock bits for your lathe. So this chuck will come out of there and that'll fit right in there. That is super awesome. You can drill up to, they said this press would go to 1.5 inches. I bet it'll go 2 inches if you know what you're doing. And plus you could use angular cutters. You can make your own kind of mount, probably drill even bigger than that. It's got slow enough speeds on it. So a couple of cool things about it. It's got a kind of like a speed handle on the left side to get your quill down, up and down pretty quick. And as before I showed, it's got the manual handle here that's got a lever on it that you can engage it at different points, just like a full-size mill has. So that's really nice. The other thing that I talked about before is the power feed. This wheel right here is driven off of a bevel gear over here, which I'll show in a second, and it has power feed on it, which that is also really, really cool. So I got it hooked up and everything. It's got a few nicks and hits and stuff like that, but it does run pretty good. They're real neat to watch. All those belts. You can tell that's definitely not OHSA approved. That's some nice little innovations though. I was going to show how the power feed works. This belt right here, which I've either got to figure out how to take the slack out of it or how to build a tensioner for it. But you got 3 speeds up here. Now this drill press actually has back gears on it, so you got 3 speeds times 2, so you got 6. So you take your belt, put it on, kind of rotate it, kind of like getting a chain on a bicycle, and then you turn it on and the power feed is engaged. You can see this bevel gear here is turning. That's our power feed. You engage it by picking this lever up on the far side. Engages this wheel. Tighten this nut up on the front. And that pulls your power feed. Now the belt's not tight enough to run it, but if it was, it'd be pushing the quill down right now. So that's really cool. The other cool thing about this drill press is it's got back gears on it. If you look over here, this is your main drive. You've got 4 step pulleys here for 4 different speeds. So the back gears allow it to have 4 more gears. So you got an 8-speed drill press. How they work is, let me take this belt off. You've got a pin here, up here on the drawbar of the headstock. You can take it out. It's got a little pin right there, it'll turn 90 degrees. Now this will run independently now. And this right here engages your back gears. Undo it, then pick it up. Tighten it down. Put the belt back on. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the machine on and it'll run slower for the gear reduction. Okay, we're going to check the spindle run out. So I've got a 5/8 end mill here, which this is something you should never put in a regular old drill chuck, but to test the run out, I think that'll be a pretty good indication. Set to 0. Turn the belt by hand, see how much run out we got. Must have some dirt on it the first time. Looks about 3 thou. Let's recheck that and see if that's right. Sounds like something's a little out of kilter. I'm just gonna do 2 instead of 3. Okay, let's try again. Looks like 3. Yeah, that's definitely 3. Not bad for a drill chuck. If that was a collet, I bet you it'd be less than 1. I don't know if I can. We might try a big drill bit and see. Alright, got to set back up. I don't have that bit seated very well. Look at that. Looks like less than 1.5. That's amazing. That quill is unreal true. Well guys, that's probably going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know if y'all want to see any more progress that I do on this machine here. I will get the power feed going and anything else. Try to get some of the weedy wobblies out of it. But I think it's going to be a great tool. Let me know if you want to see any of my uncle's projects too, like getting the big shaper going or the bandsaw. Those will be real interesting to see. That's technology of a bygone era, and I'd like to bring it back. Help bring it back at least. You know, that's one thing about these old tools that people don't appreciate. The big thing is this machine here was built from probably pure iron ore. It may not have been, it might have been melted down from an old steam engine back in the 18th century, but more than likely not, it was probably, you know, new iron. And letting stuff like this go, to me, it's a crying shame, because the people who did this did not have the technology that we do. They had good technology back then, don't get me wrong, but they were more skilled in what they did because they appreciated what they did. The whole world used to be like that. If you had a trade, that was your job, and you took a lot of pride in it. And if you look forward to getting up and working every day and doing whatever it took to get it done. And we still have people like that today, but it's a lot less so. It seems like everybody's entitled now, and I don't know. I'm not real keen on that. We do have a lot of good, hard-working people out there, and I thank y'all for y'all service. I know a lot of y'all watch my videos, so I'm glad to be a part of it. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it and hope you got something out of it. Till next time, y'all take care. From Classic Work.